a major port happening right here. A lot of things happening right here on this port. So maritime law, that's what we try to promote here, but also the fun side of maritime law. So now we're going to go and try and take a hike and go up here. Let's see if we can do another trail of dangerous adventures as we go through, and we do this on the Legal Anchor. So the trail has carried us here to Fort Baconberth. Fort Baconberth. Let's see, get a good view. There it is. So this fort, as you can see here, the cannons, was also built, as we said, we're still here in Curacao Bay. Fort was built to fight off or ward off any form of intruders who may be coming into the island. So that fort, now let's try and see if we can go inside and see what inside here, what it holds for us to go in there. Yes. So now follow me as we go into this dark tunnel, and as we make our way through here, we now hit up on a ladder.
Yeah, are you coming?
Yep, coming up. So yes, we've made it up. We came through the tunnel and now we are here at the top. Hello everyone, so we're still here in Curacao Bay, and as you can see, the oil rig is still here behind me. However, where we are now, we're at the point where these cannons are located. This is a fort, and this fort is where the Curacao, they came here and they would fight off any invaders who tried to come in. So persons who were trying to capture the island, which was the Dutch, the French, the English, you know, all of those persons who tried to capture the island, they would be trying to fight them off. However, as you know, this is a Dutch colony, so of course the Dutch would have been ruling, and the Dutch would have been the ones fighting everybody from trying to steal the colony from them. So that is a bit of maritime history here. Also, in the background, I don't know how well you can see it, right up there on the hill, there is a house. I can't see it so well, but unfortunately, but there's a house on a hill, and that little house, there it is. That little house, what you're seeing used to happen there at that house on the hill was when ships would come in with persons, they would be forced to quarantine there. This is long before COVID-19, you know. You realize people, they were quarantining persons at the house there on the hill. And what they would do at that house is you would have to stay there at that very location when they carried you here if you were sick. So if you were sick, you were relegated to that little house and you were to stay there until you recovered. So ships were required to dock here, and anyone who was sick was not allowed to enter into the island. They had to stay there until they recuperated. And if they did not recuperate, they had to stay there until a vessel left and they could go. But that is a little bit more of maritime history. So quarantining, as I've always said to you, the COVID-19 pandemic, nothing new. What happened for COVID-19 had been always happening before. The world had always had plagues. So we see then that maritime law has always ensured to be one step ahead of the game. So maritime law from as far back as then had a quarantine house. So in that little quarantine house on the hill, trying to get a good view, there it is, a little quarantine house on the hill. That quarantine is where you stay. See, you are isolated from everybody. You complain now about being isolated. Oh, I don't have internet, I don't have phone, I don't have this, I don't have that. See there, imagine being there because you're sick. That means none of your friends can come visit you. Nobody can come talk to you. You have to stay at a distance and them just send the food up to the hill for you. But there it is, guys. Maritime law, active work, Curacao, as you can see, a major port happening right here. So here we are now, looking once again, maritime law. This is Yacht. This is more than likely a mega yacht. I don't know the exact size of it. However, just looking at it, it looks like a mega yacht. If you look at the back, you will see a flag floating. Unfortunately, I'm not sure if you can see the name, but I can see it says ICE, and underneath it says Georgetown, which is where it is registered. So what is that now? We're now looking at ship ownership and registration. There is, in doing the ship ownership and registration, a genuine link. The genuine link. Who owns this vessel? And there's more than likely some genuine link they have to Georgetown and I'm going to assume it's Georgetown Cayman because that looks like the Caymanian flag. I see flying, I see the Union Jack with, I'm not sure what the red is, if there's any other thing in the red, but I'm just seeing the Union Jack alone. And that already tells us that it is a British dependent territory. Nonetheless, what we're looking at is the ownership and registration. We now know that it is owned and registered, and it is duly owned and registered in Georgetown. So ship ownership and registration, genuine link. And in talking about the genuine link, we have to now know who it is, why, how did they get it, all of those things. Documentation, the issuance of the documents by the competent authority. In Jamaica, it would be the Maritime Authority of Jamaica under the Jamaica Ship Registry. Here in Curacao, strikingly similar as well. It would fall under the Curacao Maritime Authority, and of course their ship registry would be the one to also be dealing with it. However, this vessel, as you can see, is not registered here in Curacao. It's obviously visiting here, so this would be now the port state, and they're flying under their flag state. Flag state would be, there it is, Georgetown Cayman, and also the port state where it is now visiting, where it is docked right here on this very port in Curacao. So we see once again maritime law and domestic law intersecting. Very fascinating area of law, as you know, my favorite area of law. So continue to enjoy as we continue exploring douchey Curacao, as they say. So here we are at the front of this same mega yacht. So as you look, you can see the magnitude of it. It is a beauty to behold. Once again, if you own one of these, you're looking at quite a lot of money to purchase it. However, once you have it, you are now able to ply the seas, because we see it is registered. So by being a registered vessel, it can sail along the waters. So now it is in the territorial waters of Curacao, and when it leaves Curacao, it will come out of the territorial waters of Curacao and enter another maritime zone, whether it be the EEZ, or into the high seas, or go over into another country. Therefore, as the ship makes its way around the world, it can confidently do so by knowing it is registered. It is upholding necessary safety standards. It can furnish upon any port state that demands it to show your necessary safety standards, your necessary documentation to show that this vessel is seaworthy. So we know that this vessel is a seaworthy one. As I said, I can't stop looking at it. The beauty of it, it actually has a helipad on the top. If you look, you can see where the captain would be. All of those things, the bridge as they call it. You can see the bridge, you can see it's a big bridge. It's a beauty to behold. So maritime law in all its splendor, all its glory. We love it. Anyway, look at that vessel. It's a beauty. It is a beauty to behold. So once again, and then that is it, everyone. So enjoy.